सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ Naishkarmya Siddhi, second chapter, page 66, top paragraph, first line. Iha kechit chodayanti yoyam anvaya vyatirekabhyam अनात्मतयोः उत्सारितः अहङ्कारः वाक्यार्थप्रतिपत्तये सो यः विपरीतार्थः संवृत्तः. सुरेश्वराचार्य has established that anatma is to be negated, refuted as mithya, that anatma happens to be the mind or chidabhasa, ahankara. What do you mean by ahankara? Ahankara is nothing but when mind associated with chidabhasa, it is called ahankara. Manas plus pratibimba chaitanyam, reflected consciousness. So the mind and reflected consciousness association, we give another name, that is called ahankara. This ahankara is mithya, anatma. Once Sureshwaracharya established this, the Purvapakshi raised a question. What is that objection of a Purvapakshi? Once ahankara is refuted or negated, how can we say aham brahma asmi? What way you can explain this? Because ahankara, aham can be represented by the words. Sometimes ahankara, aham can be represented by or referred to chidabhasa. Aham can be referred to the mind, and you are telling that ahankara, which is anatma, that aham refers to anatma. Aham is equal to, sometimes mind also is called aham, sometimes chidabhasa is also called aham, and aham you have established as anatma. So my question is, how can this aham, when you have established as anatma, that anatma aham, how can be as Brahman? Samanadhikaranyam. Aham anatma and Brahman is atma, and anatma aham and Brahma atma cannot be identical. Therefore he is raising a question. These meanings of aham, once mind, once upon a time chidabhasa, once you call it as anatma, how can you equate anatma to aham with Brahma, which is Atman? That is the objection here. He is clarifying that objection further. You, the Vedantin, while talking about Mahavakya, to explain Mahavakya, Vakyarthaha, either Aham Brahmasmi of Brihadaranyaka first chapter, 4th section, 10th mantra. There Aham Brahmasmi Mahavakya comes. Or you can take Mahavakya even Tattvamasi also. Tat and Tvam both are in Samanadhikaranyam. They must be in Samanadhikaranyam. Similarly, Aham and Brahma also are in Samanadhikaranyam. Through that Samanadhikaranyam only you are establishing the Aikyam in Mahavakya. Now the definition of Aham, when you say Anatma, there is a problem. Iha, look into the line, Iha, in this context. Some people, Kechit, some people, Chodayanti, raise an objection. Chodana means a question, objection, doubt. What is that? Yaha ayam anvaya vetirekabhyam. Whatever you use the word anvaya means the same, vitireka means which is not same, that which is changing. Anvaya vitireka. Atma is changeless, ever the same. Anvaya. It is anusyutataya vartate atma. Whereas anatma, either you take mind or chidabhasa or ahankara, it is not anvaya, but it is vitireka. It is not the same all the time. It is not the same all the time. Saha anvaya vitireka bhyam. Through this anvaya vitireka, anatma tayoho utsaritaha. So anatma is that, ahankara is that which is not always available. Which is not always available. It is sometimes available, sometimes not available. Utsaritaha. It is uprooted. Utsrujya dhatu. Utsaritaha. Anatma is uprooted by you. You have negated that. Anatmatayoho utsaritaha. This aham is negated or uprooted. Utsaritaha ahankaraha. Ahankara is refuted as anatma. Because in ahankara, aham is there. That aham is used often by us. Anatma rupa arthaha vakyartha pratipattaye, to explain the mahavakya artha. Vakyartha means mahavakya artha. Aham pada artha and brahma pada artha, or tat pada artha, or tvam pada and tvam pada artha. So vakyartha pratipattaye. For the sake of explaining the mahavakya, you have negated this, uprooted this ahankara as anatma, which we people use many times as aham. Which ahankara, lower I, we use it as many times by many people under many situations. In many occasions, we use it as aham. And you have negated it as anatma. Pratipattaye, for the sake of, for the knowledge of mahavakya. Saha yehi viparitarthaha samvrittaha. By your explanation of anvaya and vitireka, and you have established it as anatma, what is the final conclusion you have arrived at? It has become samvrittaha, means it has become a viparita arthaha, a counterproductive, It has become a counterproductive. Viparita arthaha samvrittaha. Up to here we saw in the last class. From second line, second half, we have to see. I will read that portion. Yasmadaham brahmasmiti brahmaham padarthayoho samanadhikaranyashravanat anatmarthena samanadhikaranyam prapnoti vaktavya cha प्रत्यगात्मनि तस्य वृत्तिः इति सोच्यते प्रसिद्धलक्षणः लक्षणा गुणवृत्तिभिः up to tasya vrittihi iti. Up to here Purvapakshi's opinion. From Sochate onwards, Sureshwaracharya's answer. So what he says now, tasya, tasmat, because your vakyartha is going to be counterproductive. It will become counterproductive. It is not going to give any benefit of that listener, mumukshu. So, iha means in this context of aham brahma asmi iti aikya jnani. In this matter, brahma asmi iti aham brahma asmi iti. In this vakyam, brahma aham padarthayoho. There are two words are there. In what? In Mahavakya. Which Mahavakya? Aham Brahmasmi Mahavakya. Here Acharya taking. Brahma and Aham Padarthayoho. Here Padartha means Padasya Arthaha Padarthaha. Aham Pada Arthaha Brahma Pada Arthaha. Therefore Dvivachanam. Aham Pada Brahma Padarthayoho or Brahmaham Padarthayoho. Dvivachanam, Shashti Dvivachanam of these two words. What are those two words in Mahavakya? Brahma and Aham. Pada Arthayoho. What is the Advaitin's presentation? Samanadhikaranya Shravanat. Shastra is telling Samanadhikaranyam, the same case endings. Ahampada and Brahmapada. Same case endings, Samanadhikaranya Shravanat. Because we are listening to this. But what is happening? Anatmarthena Samanadhikaranyam prapnoti. If you take Samanadhikaranyam, what will happen here? Aham is Anatma. Brahma happens to be Atma. Therefore, how can that Aham can be equated to Brahman? Samanadhikaranyam Anatmarthena, in the meaning of Anatma. So, Anatma Aham and Brahma Atma will become identical. That Samanadhikaranyam will come. What type of Samanadhikaranyam it is? It is not correct. Therefore what? Vaktavyacha, you have to explain a method. Pratyagatmani tasya. Tasya means for the word aham. For the word aham, you have to explain about this. Aham happens as an inner self, non-I. When we use, it is inner self. Pratyagatmani vaktavya, you have to explain. How you have to explain of those for the word aham? You have to explain how. Vrittiriti. Vritti means here method. Some method you have to explain. How this Aham and Brahma both are one and the same. I and Brahman are one and the same. I can be used in the Vyavaharika interactions. I can be used, I am when I can use it as to the body also. I can use it to the mind also. I can use it to the Ahankara also. So you are telling that body is anatma, mind is anatma, Chidabhasa is anatma. That Chidabhasa mind plus together Ahankara, you said that Aham, regularly people are using that Aham. You have to explain in a particular method to solve the problem. What problem? Counterproductive problem you have to solve to explain the Mahavakya. Vaktavya means new method, a different method. Alone you have to explain. Then Acharya gives answer. What is the answer? So uchyate, saha uchyate. For that there is a reply. I can explain through three vrittis, three methods. Methods means here a paddhati, method to explain a sentence. There are three methods are there. Three methods of communicating the sentence. It is going to be presented. Savuchyate means it is going to be presented. Which are those methods? Prasiddha vritti, lakshana vrittihi, guna vrittihi. Three vrittis are there, three methods are there. Number one is prasiddha vritti. Here prasiddha means mukhya vritti. We saw this mukhya vritti in vakya vritti text of Shankaracharya, and we saw this mukhya vritti or lakshana vritti. There are three vrittis in Vedanta Sara also we saw already, but here three are presented. Prasiddha means mukhya vritti, and lakshana vritti. Lakshana means bhagatyaga lakshana, jayati lakshana, ajahati lakshana, and jahad ajahal lakshana we saw. In Ramagita also we saw this. So now lakshana vrittihi and guna vrittihi or gauna vrittihi. These are the three. The gauna vritti and we have not seen elaborately, but here we are going to see that. Lakshana vrittihi elaborately we have seen. That is jahati. Here we have seen bhaga lakshana, jahad ajahal lakshana, bhagatyaga lakshana elaborately. But here Sureshwaracharya focus on jahati lakshana. He takes to jahati lakshana. Vrittihi means connotation or significance to explain the words. Now what he is going to explain in these three verses, 54, 55 and 56. These three vrittis are presented. He said prasiddha, lakshana, guna. In that order he is not going to take, but 54th verse he takes lakshana vrittihi, and 55th verse he takes mukhya vrittihi, and 56th verse mukhya vrittihi. Then 55 he takes guna vrittihi. Let us see what he explains. You know, many of you, those who have heard Panchadashi and Vicharasagara, those who are listening, and those who have done the Taittiriya Mandukya Upanishads, we have seen elaborately. Otherwise, for others, these vrittis are little bit difficult. At least one is familiar to many of you. but they are very simple only. We will try to understand Sureshwaracharya's presentation. Verse number 54. Nāgnāsi shamiti prāha sushuptādutthitāpihi ayodāhati vattena lakshana paramatmanah. Now Jahati Lakshana is presented here. Now let us see the second line. Ayo Dahati. Iron burns. Ayaha means Sakarantaha Napumsakalingaha Ayas Shabdaha. Ayas Shabdaha. What is this Ayas? Iron burns means what? Normally we say iron burns. Iron burns. Ayaha dahati burns. Instead of saying fire burns, but we say iron burns. How? Because the iron is associated with the fire. Iron ball, when you put into the fire, it becomes fireball. Fireball. Ayo golakaha. We have heard already many times, you have heard this example. Ayo golakaha. Ayo golakam means iron ball. Iron ball is called as fireball because it is so hot. It has got brightness and it has got heat also. So ayo golakaha or ayo dahati. Ayo means not Tamil ayo or Telugu ayo. Okay. Ayaha sakarantaha napumsakalingaha ayas shabdaha. So that ayas, iron, fire burns my finger, my hand. Dahati. Dahati vat, like that, tena, because of this reason. Now we have to understand this example properly. Then only the first line you can understand. Another very popular experience of all people, Laukika Drishtantam available. With that we are going to explain that Jahati Lakshana. How? Here iron burns means iron can never burn. The fire alone can burn the finger. So here we drop the word. Jahati means dropping the primary meaning of the word iron. I-R-O-N, iron. Iron, but R is silence. In iron we have to say, English language. So iron burning means iron never can burn. Primary meaning of that iron burns you should not take. You have to take implied meaning, secondary meaning of iron burns. Iron which is associated with the fire. Fire burns. Fire burns is the secondary meaning. So what is the primary meaning? Iron ball burns. Since iron cannot burn the finger or hand, you cannot take that meaning. It cannot gel with burning. Therefore, dropping Jahati means dropping. Dropping what? Dropping the primary meaning. Dropping the primary meaning. What is the primary meaning? Iron ball burns, you have to drop. Burns you can hold on. One word you have to drop. Iron you have to drop. In that word place, what you have to take? Fire burns. So that is the meaning. Lakshartha. Secondary meaning. Implied meaning. Lakshana Arthaha, Lakshyarthaha, Jahati Lakshana Rupa Arthaha you have to take here. In Aham Brahmasmi case also like that, only you have to take. Ayasaha, Ayasaha Dahaha Ayo Dahaha, Ayasaha Dahaha Ayo Dahaha, Shashti Tatpurusha. So you have to take like that. Jahati Lakshana Dwara, you have understood now. Primary meaning will not suit. Iron can never burn. Iron fireball only can burn. Therefore, you have to take, drop the iron meaning and take the secondary meaning. Burning means fire burns. Like that. What is the very popularly people can understand daily experience? Go to the first line. This we saw many times. Na ajnasisham iti praha sushuptad uttito pis hi. Here there is some correction in the first line. Sushuptad uttitaha, sushuptad uttitaha. Duttitaha should be there, but it is appearing tu. Tuttitaha is there, it is wrong. Printing mistake. Sushuptad plus uttitaha, sushuptad uttitaha should be there. So make that takara into dakara. A person, you know this example in Brihadaranyakam we saw many times. Often we quote this in our regular parlance. After waking up, sushuptat means from sleep, when a person wakes up. When we wake up, by one person, let us take ourselves. I myself, suppose, I wake up. I wake up what? From my sleep. From where I wake up? From my sleep. Sushuptat, from sleep. From sleep when I wake up. Sushuptad uttitaha. What I say? Praha. I say, na ajnasisham iti. I did not know anything. I slept well. I did not know anything. When we say, who is there? I means what there? I slept well. I did not know anything. You take I did not know anything. Who is this I? Many people have got lot of doubts here. Who is this I? Telling that I did not know anything. Aham sukham asvapsam na kinchid avedisham. That word Acharya picks up. Na kinchid avedisham, that word Acharya puts in different words. Ajnasisham na iti. I did not know anything. Who is this I? Now let us analyze. Many times we have analyzed, but let us analyze more in this context, you get more clarity. This I cannot be the body. In deep sleep, I did not know anything means that I cannot refer to the body, because body is not, I am not aware of my body. That aham, I did not know anything, that I cannot be referred to the mind also, because in Gadha Sushupti, Gadha Nidra, deep sleep, mind is not functioning. Mind totally resolved into prajna. Therefore, I cannot know, I did not know. I say, when I say that, ahankara is also not there. Ahankara is also not functioning. Ahankara is also not functioning. Mind is also not functioning. Then who is there? Who is there? There is aham lakshyartha chaitanyam, atma chaitanyam is there. That atma chaitanyam alone is there. Because of that alone. Because of that alone is what? Because of that alone, I am able to recollect and say now, aham. Aham na kinchid avedisham. That aham cannot refer it to mind also, nor chidabhasa also, or ahankara also. It cannot refer to the body also. When you ruled out the ahankara, chidabhasa, mind and body, then who left out? There, in aham, only atma, sakshi chaitanyam, aham, the consciousness. I am conscious of that. I did not know anything. Who is that consciousness? You cannot say chidabhasa, you cannot say mind also, you cannot say ahankara also, because all of them are absent in deep sleep. Therefore, that person who I did not know and registered by whom that aham is chaitanyam, consciousness. That is the meaning you have to take here. That meaning you have to take. So, in Chandogya Upanishad also, Sati Sampadya na viduhu Sati Sampadyam aham iti. A person having merged with Sati Sampadya na viduhu, he did not know anything. Aham Sampadyamiti. I slept well. I am sleeping, he do not know, but he recognized later after waking up. That is Chandogya 6th chapter. 6th chapter it comes, and even Brihadaranyaka also, Pragnena Atmana Samparishvaktaha na Bhahyam Kinchit na Antaram. So when in deep sleep ahankara merge with prajna, mind also merge with prajna, chidabhasa also merge with prajna. So prajnen atmana, prajna atma. Prajna atma means turiya atma, who is the karana sharirabhimani in sleep. Care of Mandukya. Karana sharirabhimani Atma, Prajna Atma we call. Therefore, Prajnena Atmana, Brihadaranyaka 4:321. Prajnena Atma, Samparishvaktaha, as though embraced completely. Na Bhahyam Kinchit na Antaram. I did not know anything outside or inside. Outside means outside world, inside means mind or ahankara. Nothing I do not know in sleep. The individual remembers the prajna atma, not knowing any external things, remaining as prajna atma, not knowing in external things and internal things. That is why there Brihadaranyaka and Chandogya are also talking about that only. How here Ajnasisham na iti praha sushuptad utthitaha hi purushaha. Any person, every day, almost many times we might have used these words. I did not know anything, I slept well. Who is that I? But Ajnani do not know that I is Atma. But you, the Vedantic students, all of you know that is Chaitanyam, consciousness, Sakshi Chaitanyam. Therefore, that Aham alone we are talking now. That Aham who is available, who is registering in the sleep consciousness, that is called Aham, that is Lakshyartha Aham, that is Jahati Lakshana. What is Jahati Lakshana? I did not know anything. From that you have to give up body, mind, sense organs, ahankara, chidabhasa, you have to give up. Having given up everything, because they are not available there. Anvaya is not there. Only Vetireka, they are all not there in deep sleep. only what is their consciousness. I am, aham, 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 aham iti. Therefore, that aham alone, happily I can say, aham Brahma asmi. I am not ahankara, I am not the chidabhasa, I am not the mind, I am not any of these mixtures also. But who am I? I am ahankara vilakshanaha, chidabhasa vilakshanaha, mana vilakshanaha, sakshi chaitanyam aham. Happily can say Brahma asmi. Don't take loosely that aham, I am means don't take ahankara, lower I, inferior I, chidabhasa I. That is not possible. Mind cannot know the mind. Mind cannot know the mind. How can it knows the Atma? Therefore, mind, chidabhasa, all of them are anatma. Ahankara can never exist separate from Atma. That comes later. So, ahankara nature is what? Ahankara, why people are taking this inferior I, fake I, lower I as themselves? In Upadesa Sahasri also we saw the 16th chapter, 17th chapter, Shankaracharya explains seer number 1, observer. What is the logic here? What is our analysis we did in many of our previous Upadesa Sahasri classes or Vichara Sagar or many places? Mind or that ahankara borrows sentiency from Atma, because mind borrows chidabhasa. Then mind plus chidabhasa becomes ahankara. So that chidabhasa, mind becomes the observer by borrowing the chidabhasa. Very, very interesting topic for all of you. Mind borrows chidabhasa. After borrowing chidabhasa, it becomes sentient. It became ahankara. Because mind plus chidabhasa, it becomes sentient, it becomes chida ahankara, it is playing I am, I am, I am. I know this, I know that, I know this. They go on telling. This therefore ahankara is sentient because of borrowed consciousness. So I am the lender of consciousness to the mind. Then ahankara is formed, a fake I, a lower I, a mithya I, vyavaharika I, role playing I. போதுமா? நிறைய சொல்லலாம். Okay, anatma I, mithya I. If you don't study Shastra, you cannot know this. That is fake I, lower I, mithya I, unreal I. You do not know. Then people, ajnanis, they take that as a real I. It has borrowed sentiency from me, the original I, consciousness, higher I, and it became sentient and it is observing the world. It became observer. I am the observer, we say. As observer, ahankara is not real I. I experience as experiencer, observer, seer. That is second, primary I, we say it is not real I. What is exactly real one? Independently existing one is ever Swarupa Chaitanyam, Swarupa Atma. That is my original nature. Therefore, with this Jahati Lakshana, we have to understand that Aham means Atma Chaitanyam, not Chidabhasa, mind or Ahankara. Therefore, Aham Brahmasmi Aikyam is possible. What is the difficulty here? So, Lakshana Vrittihi, Jahati Lakshana Vrittya, one method to explain Mahavakya. Happily we can say Aham Brahma Asmi. Chit is taken. Chidabhasa is rejected. Jahati Lakshanaya. Chit is taken. Now let us go to that Gauna Vrittihi. Another, this we have not seen elaborately, but here Acharya is going to explain. Second method also is possible. Some, because of some samanya dharmas, common features, common characteristics, gunas of that Chidabhasa, Ahankara and Aham, there are some common features. Therefore, we can take Guna Vritya Aham Brahmasmi, we can arrive it. Let me read the sloka 55. Pratyaktva dati sukshmatvat आत्मदृष्ट्यानशीलनात् अतो वृत्तिर्विहायान्या ह्यहं वृत्योपलक्ष्यते. Now Guna Vritti is taken or Gauna Vritti. We can call it as Gauna Vritti. What is Guna Vritti or Gauna Vritti? Gauna Vritti is that Guna means characteristics, dharma. Because of some characteristics are common to both. To both means what? To the mind and Chaitanyam, Aham, consciousness. There are common characteristics. What are those common characteristics? Pratyaktvat, number one. Here also there is a correction. Two corrections are there. Sukshmatvad atma drishtya anushilanam. That not double da, but it is dru. Then second correction, drishtya. Here dashtaya it is written, dashtaya, but it is not correct. Drishtya. Atakara must be half. Uttakara means that you have to put a line in that under the takara. Half ya. Drishtya. Atma drishtya anushilanat. So Pratyaktvat, Sukshmatvat, Atmadrishtyanu These are the common characteristics. Common characteristics with Gauni Vritti. Aham Shabda is equated to Atma or Brahman. Ahankara, that mind, you can take both means here. In the second line he says, let me give the meaning of the first line. Pratyaktvat means internal. Mind is also internal. Atma Aham also internal. Consciousness is also internal, available. And both are Indriya Agocharam. Sukshmatvat. Mind is also not available for perception. Atma is also not. Aham Shabdava Lakshyartha. Atma is also, consciousness is also not available for perception. Second characteristic. Similar, same characteristics. Same characteristics. Number 2, that is Sukshmatvat. Mind is also Sukshmam. Atma is also Sukshmam. Or Indriya Agocharam. Sukshmatvat means Indriya Agocharatvat. Since both are not available for sense perception, which is internal body, Atma is the inner self. Mind is also Sukshma Shariram inside the Sthula Shariram, body. So that Sukshmatvat. Then what is the third one? Atma Drishtya Anushīlanāt. Atma Drishti Anushīlanāt. Atma Drishtyanushīlanāt. That means this ahankara, the mind here means ahankara chidabhasa sahita manaha. It can never exist independently. Mind always continues even after the fall of the body, death of the body. Mind travels. Wherever the mind is, there is Atma. Mind travels. Jadam mind, inert mind, how can it travel? Sukshma Shariram, how can it travel? It cannot travel by itself independently without the support of Atma. Therefore, it is always dependently surviving. Mind is always dependently surviving. Therefore, aham can be used to Atma because of ahankara and Atma have some characteristics, same characteristics. Aham can be used to Atma because of ahankara and Atma have similar characteristics. Ahankara is inside, Atma is also inside. Ahankara is sukshmam, subtle. Ahankara means what? Chidabhasa plus mind. So mind is sukshmam. Mind cannot know the mind. Mind cannot be known through the mind. Mind cannot be objectified by the mind. According to scientists, body is dead. Mind is also dead, according to them. Because scientist says mind is a phenomenon happening in the brain. So when physical body is dead and burned down, brain is also burnt down, dead. Then mind also dead, according to scientists. They don't accept mind surviving after the fall of the body. After the fall of the body, mind survives, travels. Have you seen? We say, Shastra says, we accept it. They are asking us, have you seen? Have you seen it is not traveling? We can also ask them. Those who argue mind is not surviving after the death of the body, it is also dying along with the body because it is a phenomenon in the brain, physical brain. Therefore what? Mind is also dead. Where is the question of travel? They are asking. How do you know? Have you seen it is not traveling? Then they will ask, have you seen that is traveling? We have not seen, but we totally believe in Shastra. It belongs to Sukshma Shariram. It travels. It goes to higher lokas. That is only Jiva. Chidabhasa sahita manaha ahankaraha alone is Jiva, continues after the fall of the body according to its punya and papa. We happily believe in that. In that Veda Purva Bhaga for junior students, Shastra talks elaborately. You have to accept the mind surviving after the fall or death of the body. That is why Sukshmatvat, Indriya, Agocharatvat. Ahankara, that is Manaha, Manasa and Ahankara, synonyms we can say. In Ahankara is not there without mind. Mind plus Chidabhasa alone is Ahankara. So, very, very loosely we can change the words. Okay? Mind plus Chidabhasa, Ahankara, mind is always with Atma, Chaitanya. It can never exist. Chidabhasa, of course you take Chidabhasa, suppose. Chidabhasa doesn't exist independently without Chit. Chidabhasa Manaha put together only Ahankara. So therefore, where is Ahankara without Chidabhasa? Where is Ahankara without mind? Therefore, mind or Chidabhasa or Ahankara, they cannot survive without Atma. Sukshmatvat, that is called Atma Drishtyanushīlanam. It goes wherever. Now, Atma is everywhere, all pervading. It is surviving, borrowing sentiency, and surviving, lending also sentiency to the body and other objects it is seeing. The whole magic drama is going on here. This, if you understand observer 1, observer 2, I, the Atma, lend observer status to the mind, Ahankara or the lower I, the Atma, give the seer Atma, Sakshi Chaitanyam, lend that mind to see the world as seer number 1. It is, I am the seer number 2. All this you know, I need not explain to you. So, Pratyaktvam, both are internal, both with regard to body and sense organs. Mind is internal, Atma is internal with regard to body, mind, sense, body, sense organ. And Drishtyanushīlam. So that Atma, it follows the Atma. It borrows sentiency, it is also having almost similar nature. That is why people are committing mistake. If it is not having common features, people never do commit any mistake. Why people are committing a mistake, taking Ahankara as themselves? Because of these characteristics. Very close, similar characteristics. Sukshmatvat, Pratyaktvat, both are internal, both are subtle, both are Atma and Anatma Ahankara, both are Indriya Agocharam, both are this Aham and consciousness. In both, in the Aham, I, the consciousness, I am there in Ahankara also. Atma Drishtya Anushīlanam, following the footsteps, following the footsteps of mind is following the footsteps of that Atma. Otherwise, there is no mind at all. So, mind is also sentient, like Atma. That is called Drishtyanushīlanam, but borrowed consciousness. Atma has got Swarupa Chaitanyam. Mind has got borrowed Chaitanyam. So, Aham Vritti is used. Aham, I am. This method is used because of the common characteristics existing to Ahankara, the mind, and Atma, the Chit. That is called Gauni Vrittihi. Resemblance. Drishtyanushīlanam means resemblance of that. Pratyaktvat, Sukshmatvat, Atma, Drishtyanushīlanam, because of the resemblance. Then Ataha, therefore, Gunavrittihi vihaya anyaha hi ahamvritya upalakshate. There is no other anyaha. Atma can refer to I. Atma can refer to the I. Aham vritya upalakshate. Upalakshate means it can refer to. In the meaning of Gunavritti, Vritti means Gunavritti. Gaunavritti. Gaunavritya. Gaunavritya, Vritti, Vihaya. Other than this, Vihaya means leaving this Vihaya. Anyaha, aham vritya. Anyaha means here other methods. Other methods are not there. Anya vrittihi. Anya vrittihis are not there. Means ghata vritti, pata vritti, pen vritti, pen thought, pot thought, book thought. All these are not there. Ataha anya vrittihi vihaya. By dropping that ghata vritti, pata vritti, all these other thoughts, that aham vritti remain. I am seeing, I am hearing, I am doing, I am eating. That aham, I am, you take that aham vritya upalakshate. This is called upalakshanam. Another example also I can give, that also we saw many times. Simho manavakaha. The boy is a lion. The boy is a lion means what here? Boy happens to be, the student is a lion. And the student is a human being. A student cannot be the lion. Lion is animal. Punjab Kesari they use, lion of Punjab. Lion of Punjab. And lion is an animal. And student is a human being. How a human being student can be lion? Is it possible? It can never happen. Therefore, what you say, gunam you take, characteristic of a lion, courage, yes, majesty, all those lakshanas, this boy is having. Simho manavakaha. Manavakaha means a student. The student is like a lion, courageous and brave one. Brave like a lion. What vritti you have to take? You cannot take. He is like an animal, lion, animal. You cannot take. Intelligently you take. What a majestic walking, like lion. And courageous. Those lakshanas of lion, courage and majesty, you are taking from the lion. Animal you give up. The lakshana, the characteristic, the features, the gunas, the dharmas of that lion, only you take. Lakshana, upalakshate, implied. Implied meaning you have to take. Direct meaning you should not take. So gauna vritti, this is called gauna vritti. Happily we can take in with regard to aham brahmasmi also. When we use ahankara, ahankara is Brahman. Suppose you say ahankara is superimposed upon aham atma. Ahankara meaning, suppose you take also as I am Brahman, I am Brahman. And I am Brahman, and when I say, people say, how can you be Brahman? How can he be lion? No. The lion gunas we have taken. Similarly, the Atma is ahankara. When you say ahankara, the lakshanas we have to take sentiency and inner interiorness, and it is following the footsteps of Atma. All the time it is depending upon Atma for everything, blessed by Atma only. That aham, this ahankara has having common features, samanya dharmaha. That's why gauni vritti dwara aham brahma asmi. Guna samyam, that is called gauni vritti. Next one is mukhya vrittihi, prasiddha vrittihi or mukhya vrittihi. I will introduce this shloka. Third vritti, third method. Atmana cha vina bhavam athava vilayam vrajet natu pakshantaram yayat ataschaham dhiyochati. Atmana cha avinabhavam. This ahankara has got avinabhava sambandha, tadatmya sambandha. So you have to supply ahankara atmana avinabhavam. This ahankara has got tadatmya sambandha with atma, atmana. Atmana means with chaitanyam. Ahankara is always having some sambandha, avinabhava sambandha. Avinabhava means inseparable sambandha. And aham vritya upalakshyate. Avinabhava sambandhat anya vihaya, the first line, vina avinabhava taya athava or vilayam vrajet. These words we'll see in the next class. Hari Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.